Sorry, I've been staring at this title, trying to figure out exactly who the person is. AK and Q, is that the name? Is that how it's said? There's got to be like a special way to say it, and I just don't know. Anyway, this is Radiance of Cathartica, which is, you know, a name that I enjoy, but I was just very lost on the artist. I don't know how to say that. I don't know what's going on there, but it's another request from Mitsu Sleepy, and I haven't gotten to one of hers in a while, so here we are. And without further ado, let's go! I mean, I kind of expected this. This is a lot of what Mitsu throws at me. BMS of fight. Oh, wait, okay. I've seen Mitsu mention this before. Name is still confusing. Beautiful, though. Like, already. So calming. I know we're gonna get energized here in a second, though. I can feel it. Ooh. Ooh, oh, ooh. Ooh, okay. Yep, we should have expected the time signature thing. Subdivisions are plentiful in Mitsu's requests. Ooh, oh. Okay. From classical to the club. Love those chords. A lot of jazziness in this one. It's kind of giving Smash Brothers, like a Smash Bros remix. But also like straight up Fire Emblem. I know the song wasn't like all that long. Ooh, love that. I was gonna say the song I know isn't that long, but man, it feels longer in a good way. It actually holds your attention quite well. I love that little like motif there on the piano at the beginning and end. It's so pretty. So as per usual with a lot of Mitsu's requests, it had a very similar energy. It had that like rhythm game aesthetic where it was kind of just trying to blend a few genres together and making things kind of hectic, changing some time signatures around a little bit, just making things energized, but also just so beautiful. Every single time I hear one of these songs from Mitsu's request, they're always this general opinion of mine that they are above my skill level and I don't really know how to process a lot of what's going on. But this one's a little bit more subdued where I'm able to actually understand what's happening musically and follow it along, where a lot of the songs she requests are just nuts, just crazy, insane or nonsense. And I'm like, it sounds awesome, but I have no clue why. So this one I actually can offer a little bit of something. The key this was made in is G minor, and that's an extremely popular key, especially in the classical world. You have the likes of Mozart using it a lot in a lot of his sadder songs because it can be utilized as this very aggressive sadness. It's a very like punch in the gut kind of sad sound, but then there's this song which actually utilizes more of the major chords in that key to be able to brighten things up at the end of phrases so you don't get left on the low like what a lot of Mozart's work did. It's a similar thing to how a song I'm very familiar with, a movement I'm very familiar with, Vivaldi's Four Seasons in the entire concerto uses different keys and such throughout, but Summer specifically has the same kind of aggression this one does, where it doesn't end on the sadness, it lifts, and it creates more of like an aggression than it does a sadness. But there's like a psychological thing where, of course, you get the concept of like, you end on a low note, you're gonna feel sad. That's kind of the point of that phrase. But in this, they end the phrase on a high note, so you kind of get this moment where you're like, okay, well, I was just sad before. And I mean the entirety of this song almost was following exclusively like minors and flats all the way up to the ends of certain phrases, and then it would lift it back up. And once in a blue moon, there was like a major thrown in between an average passage, and it kind of helped just brighten things up and keep things like fresh rather than losing itself in that like very solemn sound. Something that Mozart did a lot was keeping it down, and then songs like this, which utilize it just kind of in a slightly different way, and I feel like that might be because they're in a different mode as well. I'm not positive on that, so I don't want to act like they are, but it's very likely, given where a lot of these chords are landing, that this was made in a different mode from people like Mozart were doing, and maybe even Vivaldi's Four Seasons. I'm not positive, and I really don't want to say incorrect information if I can avoid it, but that feels like, so it's definitely a feel thing. The way that this song specifically was constructed feels more modern, which means it's most likely to be using a more modern take on musical modes rather than a much more classical Baroque style one like what Mozart would be doing. But to get out of the nerdy nerd, I just think this was fun. It was very beautiful. I loved that motif, like I said, and then all of the like reconstruction of the rhythm all the way throughout kept you awake. It really, like, I did not get great sleep last night, and I did not find myself lost in this song at all in any sort of bad way. I didn't find myself getting bored. It kept my attention. There was enough changes where I'm like, oh, okay, we're over here now, but it wasn't so many changes that my ADHD just clocked out from being low on sleep, because that can happen. It does happen, and it happens often, but apparently not now, and that's a really good sign. But I think that's all I will add to this one, just so I avoid throwing out anything that could be misinformation. That's not my goal. I just like to talk about music, and the ways I can and how I can is by not throwing out wrong information where I don't know better. So that's about all I gotta say on this one. Another great request from Mitsu. I love getting to these. I always like saving them for special moments, and boy am I glad. That was a really like a mood lifter for me today, so I'm excited about that. But anyway, if you like this video and you want to request something, by all means drop it down below. Doesn't matter what it is or where it's from, I just like music. So if you have something you really want me to get to, throw it down there and I'll see what I can do. And otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more and all the other content that I upload, I have a song releasing very soon, a cover song from Arknights. So if you're interested in that, by all means, you know how to follow me and support me, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!